if you're a business-minded person and you're wondering what books you should read and you'd like to support women, here are 3 books that you should probably consider. When love comes in, ooh, la, la, la. Hey guys, welcome back to the book club. I'm Alice and you're watching on LeLifestyle. This week we're going to be reviewing 3 women-written books, one of which is a New York Times bestseller, and the topics are around business. Why are there books written specifically for women when these topics are covered so much more in millions of other books out there? Topics on finance, business, entrepreneurship, these are covered in many books. So why do women have to write these books for women? One, it's a great marketing approach, and 2, it's because women perceive things differently than men. So a general book written for a general population or a male written book has a more manly perception. So these books are honestly written in a way where us women can understand better or apply into our lives much easier because of the examples shown in them. The first book I want to share with you guys is called Rich Bitch. When I saw this book on Amazon, I was intrigued by the title, and I'm not gonna lie, that was one of the main reasons why I purchased the book in the first place. The title just makes you want to trust the person more because it seems super straightforward and in your face, so you're like, hey, this girl should be fun. I wasn't really looking for a book related to finance, but this was interesting. This book, it was written by Nicole, Lapin, this girl right here. And so the cover says, a simple 12-step plan for getting your financial life together, finally. It is an instant New York Times bestseller, which I'm not surprised because many of us want to get control over our finances, and she really gets into the nitty-gritty details in this book, which I'm not surprised that a lot of women purchase, and I'm pretty sure not only women purchase. Well, let me read the back for you as well. In Rich Bitch, money expert and financial journalist Nicole Lapin rethinks every piece of financial wisdom you've ever heard and puts her own fresh, modern, sassy spin on it, showing you how to finally get your financial life in order. So you will learn how to lay out and achieve 1, 3, 5, and 10-year goals, what to spend and what to save and why, how to budget like a pro, and the truth about credit cards, 401ks, buying a house, and more, etc. So already from the back, you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. You're going to be learning about how to deal with your expenses, how to create balance sheets, put in goals, and just basically know how to manage your money better. So that was one of the reasons why I picked it up a while ago. Honestly, when I first read the book, I really thought, finally, someone's telling me how to take charge of my life, how to manage my money better. It's something that I haven't been able to learn in school. They don't teach in school. Personal finance is really hard to come by as a course. Actually, I took a personal finance course at JMSB once, and let me tell you, that course was not as detailed as this book is. That is why I truly believe that if you're a beginner into finance, into money management, into your personal finances, and don't know where to start, this is a great start. However, I should say that you should make your own judgments and opinions when it comes to your personal finance. Don't take what's in the book so literally and apply it to yourself, because she displays a lot of her own opinions and has some bias towards some topics. I really suggest that when you do read it, you make up your own opinions and don't really follow it as a cookie cutter system. And I say cookie cutter system because I truly believe, after having read other books regarding finance and personal finance, that her opinions have a bias and have a sort of cookie cutter approach to some topics, which I don't really agree with at this point. But then again, if you don't understand anything regarding your personal finances, it's a great start. Some topics in this book are not for Canadians, definitely, because we don't have 401ks or IRAs. Our retirement plans are super different. Our insurance is kind of different as well. As a Canadian, you can't follow this book to a T, and especially as an American, you shouldn't follow it to a T. Just to go back to my previous point where she has her strong opinions, and you should make your own opinions about it as well. If you're Canadian and you've read personal finance books around our Canadian retirement plans, insurances, and whatnot, please reach out to me, because I personally have not found a book like this that's super detailed, that goes into Canadian investments, insurance, and all these other benefits, let's say. After reading other finance books, I went back and read this. Even though she talks about both sides of the coin for investments, retirement, insurance, the way she's written the book shows that she still has a scarcity mindset regarding money, and that really saddened me, because if you're someone that considers yourself a master regarding money and finance, you shouldn't have a scarcity mindset at all. These ducks, they won't shut up. And the main topic that you could still see she has a scarcity approach to is debt, which is one of the main things you shouldn't see as a main bad thing, because debt is not the root of all evil, but she does portray it as such. Even though she shows you how to get rid of debt, she also shows you how to get rid of liabilities in a way, which I wouldn't necessarily agree with. The first chapter of the book really sets the tone, and that's when she just like tells it to you straight, and that's where you also notice her personality. Also shares with you the mindset that you should have when you're reading the book. Personally, I do have favorite moments, and chapter 2 and 8 are one of my favorite chapters, and I'll share with you a little. So chapter 2 is where she talks about setting goals. Some topics she asks you to put goals for are finance, fun, family. So it's not really general, and she really asks you to think about your 1, 3, 5, and 10-year goals for all these houses in your life. The other chapter that I really liked was chapter 8, where she talks about putting your career in overdrive. And when we talk about career, we're not talking about a job necessarily. So this is where she also quizzes you to see if you are meant to be a boss, which I really enjoyed reading. She also has a glossary at the end, so makes it easier for you to understand the terminology regarding finance, because we are not all pros in the finance world. So glossary at the end, which is pretty cool. So for me, this book in the beginning was great, but like I said, do not stop at this book. Another book that I would recommend reading is called Killing Sacred Cows, and we'll talk about that book at another time separately, because it needs a separate video. Moving on. The second book I wanted to talk to you guys about is Think and Grow Rich for women. We all guaranteed have heard of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and this is a spin-off. It is authorized by Napoleon Hill, so don't worry, but it was written by Sharon Letcher. Think and Grow Rich has been praised by millions of people. I am not joking. Every single time I've asked for advice or book recommendations, Think and Grow Rich has been the most recommended book over and over again. When I was looking for this book on Amazon and Indigo, I found the For Women version, which I was super intrigued. I was like, what's the difference between Think and Grow Rich regular, Think and Grow Rich women? And just like I said in the beginning, we ladies, we perceive things so much more differently than our male counterparts. Miss Sharon took it upon herself to teach us modern women how to think and grow rich. Isn't that lovely of her? Why Think and Grow Rich for women, ladies? While the steps to success are the same for everyone, men and women often approach the principles behind them very differently. The original Think and Grow Rich was written from a male perspective in an era when all the titans of business were men. For these reasons and many others, Sharon Letcher, the award-winning co-author of Think and Grow Rich, 3 Feet from Gold, and of the multi-million selling Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So this lady co-authored Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Guys, okay. Created Think and Grow Rich for Women. If you've read Think and Grow Rich or were thinking of reading it, don't worry. She does not cut anything out. It is based on the same wealth building principles, just twisted around a bit, modified a little so that it will apply to us modern women. A few things I really appreciated in this book. At the end of each chapter, there is a section called Chapter in Practice, and that's where Sharon really shows how she's applied the principle taught in the chapter into her own life. So that's one part. Another thing that I really liked is right after the chapter in practice is a section called the Sisterhood Mastermind. So the Sisterhood Mastermind that's at the end of every chapter is actually a collection of quotes from really amazing women, successful women in many industries. So whether it's just a CEO of a company, in IT, fashion, it doesn't matter. So there are quotes regarding the topic from the chapter. Why I really like that is, one, because they're amazing quotes and amazing thing that people have said, but these are all successful women, and I personally didn't know that there were so many successful women in so many different industries. And another thing I also really liked is the ask yourself section. So not every chapter has this part at the end, but this is a section where you get to apply what is taught in the chapter to yourself. She lays out a few questions for you to ask yourself, and then you take a journal or a notebook and you answer those questions to make it more personal to you, and so you could visualize and see how these subjects can be applied to your own life. Honestly, the title of this book couldn't be more literal. It is totally based on mindset, and every single chapter just makes you want to reflect, it makes you want to think, so you really go deeper into your thoughts, and it really challenges you to think outside of the box. If you don't decide to fix the issues and problems within your mind, then it will be hard for you to break through those mind blocks and honestly to manifest these amazing things that you have dreamt of in the real physical world. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, it's called Think and Grow Rich. I can only say good things about this book. And one last thing, you really need to read this book 2-3 times and take a lot of notes to really embrace and apply these topics and teachings into your own life. By reading this book only one time, you won't really be able to grasp the information right away, and trust me, even if you're the brightest person, you do want to read it over and over again, because every single time something new will catch your eye, something that you hadn't noticed before or thought it was as important before. So that's why I highly suggest and highly recommend you read it a couple of times. Now, the last book I wanted to review for you guys is called She Means Business by Carrie Green. Carrie is the founder of the Female Entrepreneur Association. She's from London, I believe, from the UK. And I found out about Carrie and FEA through a friend of mine when I was taking a course on entrepreneurship. And for the longest time, I considered Carrie as a mentor of mine. Honestly, this book helps you start your business from A to Z. Okay, so it helps you get clear on your business vision, move past the fears and doubts that can get in the way, understand your audience so you can truly connect with them, create your brand and build a tribe of raving fans, subscribers, and customers, manage your time, maintain focus, and keep going in the right direction, condition yourself for success, and so much more. And honestly, this book is a complete, and I'm not joking, you guys, honestly, this is a complete business model. If you've never taken a business course but you have an amazing idea and don't know how to start your own business, start reading She Means Business. This book is an amazing summary of how Carrie created her own business, and she literally spells it out for how you should as well. Every single business book or any book regarding success or how to succeed in your business or as an entrepreneur will start off with a section on mindset, because mindset is the foundation to a successful business. One of the main things I really liked from Carrie's book, She Means Business, is the call to action at the end of each chapter. So she teaches you how she did it, how it should be done, and then at the end she makes sure that you take a pen and paper and apply that to your life. Another really cute thing in the book is the quotes that are sort of scattered in between the chapters. They're cute, not tacky. My favorite chapter was the chapter on how to avoid overwhelm. That's where she talks about how to not get overwhelmed with all the tasks that need to be done by breaking everything down. And so there's also a chart of what your business should look like. If you go into a big company, there's a business chart where you have the CEO and then the different departments, and then within each department what goes down. So that breakdown was very important for me, because that's where I realized that there's so much more that I need to focus on. As a recap, we had Rich Bitch by Nicole, Lapin. We had Think and Grow Rich for Women by Sharon, Letcher, and She Means Business by Carrie Green. These are all on different topics. Ladies, if there is a topic that you need to read about, there's definitely a female author out there that has covered the subject. I highly suggest you pick up a book written by a woman. One, it's great for women to support each other, and two, you'll definitely see the difference because it's literally written for you, so you'll understand better and it'll be easier for you to apply the teachings from the book to your life. I will also leave a link for each of these books in my description if you want to purchase them, if you want to read them. If you do read any of these books and want to talk about it, please reach out to me on my Instagram. I'll be more than happy to talk to you. Alright, that's it for this week. I hope you got value from this video. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave a comment, and if you like this video, click the thumbs up button. We'd really appreciate it, and I'll be back with more videos.